Dreams do not have a filter that your normal, polite, waking self puts up.
Welcome to the hidden meaning of dreams with Sweet Georgia Pam.
It does matter what the dreamer themselves associates with those things that come up in the dream.
Spiritual director, dream expert, author, and educator, Sweet Georgia Pam is here to remind us that dreams are the answer. They're always with you. They know you better than you know yourself, and they're always trying to tell you the truth.
There's some back and forth here between you and some awareness.
And now your host, Melissa Carter.
SweetGeorgiaPam.com. We are based in Atlanta, so there's where the Georgia comes in. SweetGeorgiaPam.com. She's like sweet tea. She's just wonderful to, I don't know. I'm not going to say drink because that's a little inappropriate, but anyway. If you go to SweetGeorgiaPam.com, maybe I need more sleep. You can get a free guide we'll tell you about. Also, I encourage you to sign up for a newsletter, which we'll talk about. And she's on social media, Sweet Georgia Pam. She's on TikTok too, popular on TikTok, Sweet Georgia Pam. And today's dream comes from TikTok. And I love the description in this one. I had a dream. A giant eagle picked me up with his talons. And when is the last time you heard the term talons? And flew me across to wherever I was going. The eagle seemed to be my friend.
Oh,
I know, like a spirit animal. How cute.
Yes. Oh gosh, animals as messengers. I love that so much. This is why emotions and dreams are important. If I dreamt and gave you no emotional context that a giant eagle picked me up with its talons and flew me across somewhere, you would have maybe a different emotional response to that dream and make an assumption.
Great point.
About the dream's meaning.
Yes, great point. But then the listener added the next sentence. It seemed to be my friend.
Seemed to be my friend. And it just so happens that this particular comment was in response to a video that I had posted on TikTok about, hey, we always focus on the bad dreams. Let's hear some of the really great ones.
Okay.
When is it really wonderful, or the good dreams or the magical dreams or whatever. So this one I know was not only the eagle was a friend, but it was this really positive experience dream. When I step into that dream, there's a couple of things symbolically that come up. The first is a gigantic eagle. When things in dreams are exaggerated in size, so if I were in conversation with that dreamer, we would talk about, tell me about gigantic. Is it just large for a bird, or is it like this house size, right? Size of a house. But when things are exaggerated in the dream state, it introduces archetypes for me. And archetypes are like our collective conscious mind, our collective human understanding of the energy of that thing. Okay. For example, one of the major archetypes is the archetype of the mother. And everybody in the world has a shared idea of what a mother is.
And oddly enough, in every language, it's pretty much the same word. This is a rabbit hole, I'm sorry. But my son has two mothers. We had a guy friends who were two dads, and one is dad and one is Poppy. And so we thought, oh, that's kind of cool. So let's find another interpretation for mom. So our son could call us two different things. And in every language, mom is pretty much mom, mama. I mean, it's amazing how father is not the same in every language, but mother pretty much is. Anyway,
It's
I thought that was
universal
powerful. Yeah.
Right? Even if you have your own personal experience with mother that's negative, or maybe you don't have a mother or you haven't experienced that, mother,
Right.
the energy or the experience or the idea or the role of mother. So when something is exaggerated in a dream, especially something as iconic as an eagle, I think of this is actually pulling on a little bit more of the collective for this dreamer, whatever they're being influenced by in the world, rather than just their own personal encounter.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels like archetypal energy that they are carried along by an eagle, by a gigantic eagle. So when things are exaggerated in size, that's kind of where my brain goes right away, is this might have some collective energy into it, right? So we've talked before about premonition dreams and how we can have shared dreams because our psyche is on some level connected.
Yeah.
We're all one humanity. So it pulls a little bit on that for me, especially the fact that this was a really positive dream, almost like a spirit animal, which you
Yeah,
said,
which
because
I
I
joked,
have,
right?
which an eagle is my friend. So in this case, in this dream, the eagle is serving as a spirit guide, an angel, a helping force that swoops in from, I'm going to say, another realm, because eagles don't do that in waking life. So that's why that's why I'm going there. This eagle is behaving like an angel,
Mm-hmm.
which might mean a lot of different things for each individual person if it were in their dream. Some people might say, oh, my great grandfather had a pet eagle, or I don't know, that's probably not a thing, but
I had a great aunt who had a pet crow. It can be a thing.
okay,
Yes.
good. All right. Well, good. That's all right. So,
True story.
There are stranger things that happen. But you might associate an eagle with a specific ancestor or a specific side of the family or a specific, that's kind of where we would look with this dream in the streamer. The talons come up. You pointed it out. That's a very specific thing.
Well, that's the first thing that came to me, is because it's visual. You know exactly, and it's dramatic, and it's not a term that you use often unless you go to Renfest.
Every dream is specific to the dreamer. If this particular
That's
dream,
right. I'm sorry. That's right.
then that would come into play.
Yeah.
And we would say, what? Tell me about the symbolism of that. So for me, talons are a tool. They are sharp. They can be deadly, but in this case, they're used for grasping. If an eagle comes and picks me up in its talons, then I feel like I am being safely held by something that is precise, by something that is dangerous if it's not on your side.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of where I go with this dream. Is if this were my dream, it would suggest that I have some archetypal help. It would suggest that I am being supported in a very precise manner, and that I can trust that I won't fall.
Well, and it makes me think too, like, this is why individual dreams, like you mentioned, are so important, and the emotion behind it, because that's, helps in the interpretation, not just the specifics, which I think a lot of people tend to lean toward, is just the specifics of a dream and not the emotions attached to it, which is the most important part. Yep. But as you said that, I mean, the dream would change if it was a turtle that was taking you, even though the turtle may be a friend and the turtle's taking you where you need to go, but it's a whole different thing if it's a turtle as opposed to this giant eagle.
Yes. So what you and the listeners are learning is how to think symbolically, how to think metaphorically, how to think creatively.
Mm-hmm.
The storytelling mechanism of your dreaming mind is actually absolutely brilliant in its ability to give you layer upon layer of meaning from one dream. The good ones we tend to forget unless they're really, really deeply, like, what I would call touching on mystery, divine dreams, divinely inspired dreams. And maybe this is what that is for this dreamer. If you have one of those dreams and you wake up and you go to a dream dictionary, it's not going to take into account the emotional aspect. It's going to say, here's what eagle represents, which is a good start. I definitely encourage people to go and Google dreams and use dream dictionaries. It's a great start, but it's not the whole picture. Dreams are so much more dynamic than just Googling what your dream means. It's almost like if you Google it, you're doing a kid's coloring book. If you do an interpretation session, you're coming up with a Rembrandt.
Oh, wow.
And dreams are yours to figure out. So it's not me telling you, it's me showing you how to paint.
Well, it's a gift. It's your body's, or,
yes.
I say your body because it's coming from your mind and your heart, but your body's gift to you about yourself. And that's the fun part of opening it up, is you find out more about you, right? And if you want to have a one-on-one session with Pam, she offers those at sweetgeorgiapam.com. Plus, She also has a free downloadable guide called 6 Nights to Better Dream Recall for those of you who have a hard time even remembering dreams, whether they're good or bad. Mm-hmm. She's got something there for you. And also, don't forget to sign up for her newsletter when you go to Sweet Georgia Pam, because exciting things are on the horizon. You can be the first to know about it, sweetgeorgiapam.com, and you can DM her just like our listener did, Sweet Georgia Pam, on TikTok and all the socials. All right, my love. Until next time.
Until next time. Bye, sweet dreams.
The content in this podcast is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Pam Muller is not a licensed mental health professional. If you or someone you know suffers from severe, persistent nightmares, please seek medical help.